Today we're going to look at Microsoft Excel functionality. This is for my fellow teacher candidates. There are some things Excel can do that many people probably don't realize it can do. And even if you don't plan to teach math or business, these things might help you. And so I want to demonstrate a couple of specific things that Excel is able to do. The first being the VLOOKUP function. The second, filtering data. And then if we have time, we're going to look at pivot tables, which are a powerful way to kind of interact with data in an aggregate form. What I have here is a table I found online showing average teacher salaries for every school district in the state of Pennsylvania. This is for the 2017-2018 school year. And what we have are the districts. We have the district type. These codes, CS, for example, stands for charter school. SD is traditional school district. CTC is career and technical centers. And you have IUs in here somewhere, intermediate units. You have the county for each school. You have the average salary and average years of service. Now, for the LEA types, suppose we have these codes that mean certain things. And suppose we want to send this to somebody who's not going to know what CS stands for, what SD stands for, and we want to add a description next to it. We can do something like this. I'm going to add a column next to the LEA type. LEA is Local Education Agency. I'm going to call this LEA description. And what I want to do is I want to put a description in this column C based on what's in column B. So for CS, I have a table over here. CS means charter school, CTC, Career and Technical Center, and so forth. And so, of course, I don't want to type in charter school next to every cell where column B says CS. What I'm going to do is a VLOOKUP function. What this function does is it says, look at the cell that I'm going to point to, and the first argument in the function is the first thing that you're going to put, the first piece of information you're going to put in the parentheses. In this case, I'm going to point to cell B2. I'm telling this function, look at cell B2 and see what's in there. In this case, it's CS. The next argument is the table array. I'm going to highlight the table where I have referenced all of the descriptions based on the code. So CS means charter school. I'm going to lock these cells to keep the table from moving when I drag cells. That's the second bit of information. The third thing Excel needs to know is, okay, I found the CS here, the value that you said you need to find. Where do I look next? The column index number is the column in relation to the first column that you want to return the value. So Excel has found the CS that I've told it to look for. I need to tell it to look in the second column of this table and tell me what's in that second column. So I'm going to put a 2 here. The false for a text search like this doesn't matter. You should always put false. True is what you want if you want an approximate match. That only matters with numeric searches. So in this case, I'm putting false as the last argument. So that's the function. So Excel sees, okay, there's a CS there. Now I know to put charter school in column C. What I can do now is, instead of copying that function to each cell, I can grab the corner of this cell until there's a little cross. I can double click, and it's going to copy that formula to every cell in the table. So now for almost 800 records, I have put the value in a readable format based on this. So that's a neat trick or tool to use if you need to, you want to return a value based on what's in a certain cell. Now, we have a lot of information in this table, and sorting can be cumbersome. You can sort data in Excel, but this filter function, if you go up in the sort and filter button in the top right of your home tab, there's a filter option. You select that and you're going to see these little drop down menus next to each column description. Suppose I live in Charleroi, Pennsylvania. Suppose I'm interested in teaching in the Mon Valley. So I want to just see what districts in Washington County, Westmoreland County, and Fayette County and Greene County are paying. I can, in this filter button, uncheck these and just select the counties I'm interested in. So here's Greene County. I missed Fayette County. Here's Fayette County. And then Washington, Westmoreland County. I hit OK. And now it's only returning schools that match that filter. Let's say I want to sort and see the highest paying district with the group that I have here. I can hit highest to lowest, and you can see the highest paying districts in that range of counties. So Bell Vernon is the highest paying district, and well, I want to do one other thing. I'm only interested in teaching at a regular school district, so I'm also just going to filter for SD here. So Southeastern Greene is the lowest, and then you have the whole range in here. So that's what filtering can do. It's pretty useful. The last thing I might be interested in doing is saying, I wonder what the average pay per county is. I can make a pivot table out of this data. I'm going to highlight this whole range of data. I'm going to go to the Insert tab. I'm going to select Pivot Table. And it's going to make a new tab where I can move my column labels into kind of an interactive grid. So let me demonstrate. Let's say I want to see the county's average salary, or average salary by county. I'm going to list the county. I'm going to drag the county down into this rows box. That lists every different county value that it found in here. Then I'm going to take the average salary and put it in the values box. It defaults to the sum. So in this, right now it's adding all of the salary values. I'm going to change the format of this real quick. I'm obviously not interested in the total salaries. That is kind of a meaningless number, but I do want to see the average. So I'm going to change the sum to average. And now what I have is average salary by county. So again, this is just a different thing pivot tables can do. I can, let's say I want to see by average salary by county and by LEA type. So I made this, I have this LEA type field. I'm going to put this in the columns. And now I have my charter schools, career and technical centers, intermediate units, and school districts. Now I have a table that's kind of interesting to look at. I can see the average salaries just, by regular school districts and the other types of schools. Some are blank because Cameron County does not have a charter school. I can move this here. I could put the type up in the filters. Right now it's showing the average for all. I could just select school district if I'm interested, and now the values update. One last thing about pivot tables that's nice is that when the source data changes, your pivot table will change with it. So if you have data that you're updating, you can have a pivot table that will always update when you update the data. Hope that helped. And again, be curious about Excel. It can do a lot of things that you might not realize can help you. Thank you.